Howdy again. Uh, I'm assuming going to be the last episode of the Hex, which is going to be a bit sad, but I'm very excited because we get to see about the sixth guest. So I'm assuming we leave the inn? I didn't know we could be doing that. Okay, yeah, there's something to do with that. Ooh. Where am I supposed to go? Is it just like... I think it's here, I just missed it, and I accidentally got on the chair. This way. But I'm curious what's over here. A nickel. We found a nickel. Oh, lovely. That was the outhouse. This is the house. Oh, there's the inscription thingamabob. Sure, this goes somewhere important. But yeah, this is very reminiscent of Inscription. I feel like that was the correct place to put that. Well, granted, this is the same guy who made Inscription, so it makes sense. But still. It's just very unique feeling, you know? But I did not see the fact that the murder that we were looking for was going to be that one. Was there something else I missed? Maybe. Oh, it opened something in here. Nope. gonna check the outhouse again. Maybe it lit up. No. Is there anything past here? No. Maybe I bring this back over? I don't know. Cause like, I'm not finding it. I need to find 4 more of those. I don't know where to get those. I'm gonna go check more to the west. Like a lot more. Like, keep going until I physically can't no more. That looks to be... Oh. Never mind. Yeah, I know what to do over it. I'm over there, but I don't know what to do. I mean, like, come on, man. At least tell me what I need to do over here. I'm fucking stupid. I thought the book cases were gonna, I don't know, open. Oh. Bulk Magnum Opus.
Right. This is Lionel Snell. If you're hearing this, it's because you turned on the developer commentary for my latest game, my magnum opus really, called Walk.
So the joke was correct.
The scene you're looking at is a model of my childhood bedroom. This right here is where Super Weasel Kid was conceived. Take it in. That weasel was my favorite pet. I called him, yeah, you guessed it, Weasel Kid. And that's Mr. Shrewd. The two always made little squeaks and chirps at each other. I like to imagine they were talking. Shrewd would be this wise parental figure giving advice to Weasel Kid. One of my favorite games at that age was Cooking Granny. I thought Chef Bryce was the coolest. You know how that turned out. My original plan for Walk was to have it be an almost non-interactive experience. Just allow the player to explore and contemplate.
The sensitivities.
I did some market research though, and well, that kind of game was falling out of vogue. Not much money in it, so I jammed in some real gameplay. I thought that since this is about my life as a developer, why not show the player what it's like to make a game? I mean, this is like a way dumbed down version of the stuff I do, but to the average gamer it's a challenge. I remember when I first got the jumping code right and hooked it up to a keyboard button. Oh, That dopamine rush electrified my childhood brain.
Oh. So he made Super Weasel Kid as a kid child. I get that.
Irving came as part of the GameWorks package. I was a little hesitant about using an AI at first, but he became really helpful. It didn't take long to realize how much I depended on Irving. He assured me that it was easy for him to come up with enemies and non-player characters for me, so I let him do his job.
Hmm. So that's how that happened. Hmm.
Irving told me we couldn't get the original Super Weasel Kid for Walk. Something about losing the files. Kind of a shame, I guess.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I'm liking this. Damage boost.
The success of Super Weasel Kid paralyzed me. I tried starting a few different games, but I kept comparing them to my big hit. What would people think if I put out something that was worse? That I had just gotten lucky the first time? That I'm a one-trick pony? Eventually, I settled on making a sequel. Super Weasel Kid, Radical Road. Mr. Shrewd was getting older, both in Radical Road and real life.
Mm.
The older I got, though, the less I really cared. I tried to learn guitar, but I couldn't motivate myself to practice. There was something about the immediacy of game development that I couldn't get out of that thing.
Anything else I can learn? I guess not.
I'd been playing a lot of fighting games at that age. Always loved those. I wanted to make one, but I wasn't quite as talented as I would become. So that's why I just had to add combat to Radical Road. I thought it was just exhilarating to beat the shit out of that Grunda, but the critics really came down on me for that part. It left me feeling like I had no idea what people wanted. Radical Road was met with mixed reviews, and it made me panic. I resolved to put away Super Weasel Kid forever and try something new. To top it off, my shrew died. Weasel Kid actually escaped, if you can believe it. I took him outside one time, and he slipped out of my hands and ran into my neighbor's rose garden. I searched for hours, but the garden was pretty big, and the thorns were painful.
Yeah.
Mr. Shrewd was long dead at this point. Shrews just don't live that long.
I'm surprised you had an actual shrew as a pet. I mean, he probably didn't. I'm not sure if he did in real life or not, but I mean, like, still.
I'd get emails once in a while, people asking to make deals, wanting to capitalize on my IP. It had been a couple of years now since Radical Road, and one day I just said, fuck it, fine. I sold the franchise to the highest bidder. When I saw what they did with Super Weasel Kid, I felt a little part of myself die. But I was 18 years old and loaded. It was actually one of the best years of my life.
It's bright. What's happening?
The next scene is based on my foray into larger scale game development. The plan? Make a fighting game. Not everyone remembers. Okay, just jump a little bit higher. You're almost there. Anyways, as I was saying, I don't get nearly enough credit for starting one of the most popular fighting game franchises in history.
Which one was that?
It's a beauty, isn't it? I put my weasel bucks to use and bought this place with cash. Then I hired a team. I hired my childhood friend Carla to work at my new studio. She was halfway through a degree in computer science, but I offered her a huge salary. Hard to say no to that.
Oh, he's the one who made
Carla's
Combat
first
Arena.
order of business was to tell me that I had designed too many male characters. I tried to tell her that Steambot Willie was genderless, but she insisted. So I created Chandrell while she worked on Sato. That eye. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Ever since Carla created Sato, I get these weird, annoying bugs in my games. And I'm still getting them in Walk.
Interesting. So it was because of. It was because of his friend Carla that Sato exists.
Not exactly sure what Carla did while she was creating this, you know. She told me some mumbo-jumbo about pushing GameWorks to its limits. That character was eerie, to say the least.
So he started in Combat Arena.
Look at that door. That's exactly what it looked like in real life. Solid teak, hand-carved, gold nameplate. I was hiring people who were twice my age. I had to make sure they understood who was in charge.
Oh, so you're a dickhead. Got it. Oh.
Making Combat Arena gave me my first glimpse into the, well, to be frank, the stupidity and immaturity of gamers. Every damn day we got complaints about how this or that character was overpowered, underpowered, too boring. Ugh, I never wanted to work on a fighting game again.
Fight!
Pretty sure it says, I think it's saying ID 3. make steam up. Oh, I'm doing this for Willy. Okay.
I have to admit, though, coding the punches and kicks was everything I had hoped it would be. I'd sit in my office for hours just watching these characters go to town on each other. Sometimes they'd look like they could actually feel it. Oh, I'm just dumb. Huh? Ugh, God, it was such a relief to ship that game. I hated it by the end. But since my fingers had touched it, it turned to gold. I still had my
Oh, I don't
contract
like
with
this
Game
guy.
Puna, so I sold the franchise for another boatload of cash. Now that my studio was bigger, richer, unstoppable, it was time to take on something huge. An epic fantasy adventure that only a studio like mine could accomplish. This is when I made Secrets of Legendaria. I put everything into that game. I hired the best programmers, the best designers. I burned through my fortune fast. But this game was going to be epic, goddammit. I paid the biggest gaming streamer to play it live, with hundreds of thousands watching. Yeah, you like that switch mechanic? Pretty cool, huh? Still got it.
No. This is... it's really... The coding aspect I'm not a fan of. It's just very slow. Okay, let me make an amazing thing. Then we go like this. Interesting. Her name's Rebecca. How neat. But yeah, this is kind of just...
The stream had been going alright with the odd
slow.
hitch or two, but things took a terrible turn for the worst right near the end. It was chaos.
Okay. What am I supposed to do? That allows me to turn. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Okay. Okay, I really don't know what that was supposed to be. I read the Steam issue.
Secrets of Legendaria bombed. Carla had left bugs in there intentionally to sabotage me. It must have been that, because everything went wrong. And everyone saw it live. The game had no hope of recouping costs, so I took funds from the severance packages and ran. I couldn't even afford my apartment anymore. I moved south to find some cheaper real estate.
Oh, so you admit that you were an even bigger scum.
Living in the desert was a miserable experience. I blasted the AC all day, but I was somehow always sweating. I started working on Waste World here. It was supposed to be my great comeback.
And I can't move.
I would wake up,
It's linear.
sit in front of my computer, and just stare at the screen with my hands beside the keyboard. After about an hour of that, I'd blow off the rest of the day playing some online game. Sure, I'd sometimes accomplish something. I never finished Waste World. I wanted this area of walk to reflect that experience, so I left it half finished. That also saved me some development time. Oof.
Yeah.
The heat of that godforsaken place. Most days it kept me inside. Somehow, the more I needed to finish that game, the more I avoided doing it. My parents would call every once in a while to ask how it was going, but I'd just lie.
me see how high I can get this number. Oh. That's it.
The final straw was those idiotic modders. They took my half-finished game and made a goddamn mockery of it. Aliens in a post-apocalyptic Wild West. It made no sense. If I couldn't finish the game myself, I sure as hell wasn't going to let them do it for me. Getting the legal documents drawn up to take on those modders really fired me up. It was just what I needed to bring those lowlives to task. Those gormless basement dwellers were going to pay forever.
Yeah, he's basically just admitting he... Not the actual game guy, like... the character he's playing. Ugh, piece of shit. See, go back and look to the right.
And that's how I programmed the blood particles. I think it really contributed to the visceral pleasure of Vicious Galaxy 2, making it the obvious standout in the series. My only gripe with the game was the designs of the characters. They were too old. But everyone wanted the same boring space marines from Vicious Galaxy. Eventually I got my wish. There was some sort of breach within GameWorks, and a lot there was lost. I had to create a new squad of player characters from scratch after that. Irving got clear about that breach. He told me that I might be in danger. Danger from what? And now we find ourselves at the climax of Walk. The player has to use everything they've learned to solve the ultimate puzzle and arm the bomb. Go on, you can do it. This probably looks daunting. Switches, those creepy eye things, and a splitter all in one. But it's the last one, I promise. You know, I had to lower the difficulty of that puzzle like 10 times before the average player could solve it. But great job, you figured it out. You win.
I really...
And that brings us to the present. Well, I should say, the near future. The other indie games coming out right now are crap, so Walk is a shoo-in for Game of the Year. This scene is a little glimpse into what's to come. The end. Thanks for playing, I guess. At this point, you just have to walk toward the white door frame and the credits roll. And, hey, I'm glad you turned on the developer commentary. I hope my story was as much an inspiration to you as it is to me. This is Lionel Snill, signing off. Did you get all that? Alright, good. Let's get out of here.
Oh, I think it wasn't really walk backwards. It was turn around, walk, and go to your and look to your right. So yeah, that'd be this one. I thought so. I don't like how things will do. I'm not a fan of dark dark places. It's a bit of a phobia of mine.
Not my first game. That was my first game.
What was his first game? I'm assuming it's that one dude. Oh, yeah, there he is. Yeah, this is a little fun game. Oh, it was him. I'm 100% not reading whatever they're saying. That's disturbing. It's worse that he's laughing. I mean, he's good. I have to say, the developers are developers. I'm not sure if it's one or multiple people. They're really good at making horror games. From what I've heard, Pony Island's also pretty disturbing. That's the other game I know he's known for. Nordic runes. Good, he was an asshole. Great sound, I have to admit. Well, this was a really well-made game, I have to admit. I know there's something I'm missing, because, well, I'm not the best, like, finder of secrets. So, I suggest, to everyone, go play this yourself, find the secrets. At least the secrets I didn't find, because I know I don't have all the achievements. There's like 20 something, I have like 7, 8. Go find them. Have fun. I really do suggest getting this game. But yeah, with that being said, thank you for joining me playing The Hex. And I hope you enjoyed this little series. Bye. Hold on. There's something happening. Oh.